Our first speaker, Mr. Arvin Abrantes, will be talking about benefits of encouraging mindfulness in the workplace. Alvin Abrantes, a chartered professional in human resources, a certified learning and development professional, a senior training and organizational development manager, and or compliance officer for privacy at Eton Properties Philippines Incorporated. HR professionals, Mr. Alvin Abrantes. Hi Alvin, good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Jester. So I
Good
will just present my screen.
Again, please stay tuned no kasi meron tayo mga raffle prizes in between no. Marami tayong pamimigay na raffle prizes from our generous sponsors. Thank you everyone and mabuhay.
Thank you for that introduction, Jester. And magandang umaga, mga ka-HR and people managers. Welcome to the second Philippine HR Assembly. I'm Alvin Abrantes, and I'm here to present to you the benefits of encouraging mindfulness in the workplace. So in the next 20 to 25 minutes, let's learn what mindfulness is all about. So let's start. So what is mindfulness in the workplace? Ano ba itong mindfulness na ito? So according to Dane and Brummel, mindfulness is the degree to which individuals are mindful in their work setting. It's present and focused consciousness. In other words, a mindful individual is not ruminating about the past or worrying about the future. They are simply being here and now, which is the present. So mindfulness is paying close attention to both internal and external stimuli. Mindfulness is about open and accepting the way. And mindfulness is about the natural human capacity. Now, what are the benefits of mindfulness in the workplace? Mindfulness has a multitude of benefits for workplace and businesses. Benefits of mindfulness in the workplace also include improvements in task commitment and enjoyment of work. Let's have a look at some of the work-related benefits of mindfulness. Hey, let's start. Improve social relationships. Positive workplace relationships can have a significant impact. They buffer the effects of workplace stressors. Alam niyo naman sa trabaho ngayon, lalo na pandemic, nakaka-stress. Promote thriving employees and foster communication and creativity. Employees who practice being mindful are therefore more likely to show greater acceptance of colleagues without reactivity. Mindfulness also promotes resiliency. Mindfulness helps individuals to approach others positively, and in addition, it protects them from the negative emotions and agitation of other person. Another benefit of mindfulness is enhanced task performance. The way that mindfulness is implicated in workplace performance is dependent on the nature of task and the contextual factors of the work. Another benefit is improved intuition. Mindfulness is also thought to promote better decision making, with decision biases being less likely due to attention to the internal and external stimuli with reduced heuristic processing. Now, why is mindfulness important? Bakit ba important ang mindfulness? Let's see. Okay? First is job satisfaction and motivation. When something challenging happens at work, a mindful employee will not simply react and judge what is happening emotionally. Rather, they will consider it with a more adaptive stance. Work stress. Another reason why mindfulness is important is because it can help combat and manage employee stress, especially now that we are in pandemic. And we all know that stress is a widespread problem in society. Perhaps most especially at work. Another importance is leadership development. Lack of self-awareness is found to be the single biggest factor in derailment of high potential leaders. Thus, given that awareness of self and others is a component of mindfulness, increasing mindfulness will also be associated with increased self-awareness. Okay, so if you want to be promoted, you need to enhance your self-awareness. Next importance is enhanced employee engagement. It is shown that employees' investment in their jobs is associated with greater employee satisfaction, lower turnover, and increased organizational behaviors. We at Eaton Properties Philippines Incorporated, aside from the usual programs that we have, the trainings, the team buildings, the sports fest, basketball and bowling, we also have 2 employee engagement every month. So that's a total of 24 employee engagement for the year. Okay? So we have this employee appreciation program at the end of the month. And another one is a monthly themed program. Like for January, we have this Chinese New Year program. For February, we have this Valentine's Day program. All these programs are to engage our employees because at Eaton Properties Philippines Incorporated, we build what you believe in. Coping with change is another importance. Mindfulness can help employees cope with change. It may reduce the stress that is associated with loss of job control that often occurs with organizational change. Now, what are the examples of mindfulness in the workplace? Examples that we can do every day. Be consciously present. When your mind wanders, which it will, and probably we are wandering right now mentally, acknowledge the presence of those thoughts. Then refocus your attention to the work that you are doing. One way to help develop mindfulness in the workplace is to set a moment aside at the beginning of each day to make a clear decision to be as present as possible at work that day. So you need to arrive early at work, let's say 30 minutes before work time, then set aside 5 to 10 minutes. You can close your eyes and listen to a soothing music and think of something that will relax you, that will help you focus at the task at hand. You can also use short mindful exercises at work. You can meditate, listen to soothing music. You can do that before work every morning and then before work in the afternoon. Another example is be a single tasker. Well, it's really hard because we have so many tasks at work, but focus on the most important ones. An example of being mindful at work is to only do one thing at a time. Nobody can actually multitask, and it is also very inefficient. Use mindful reminders. You could set your phone to vibrate mode and associate the phone with being more mindful without disturbing others in the workplace. Minsan, palakasan ng ringtone or pagandahan ng ringtone. Example, when you are aware that you will receive a text message or a call or any other notification for that matter, instead of immediately reacting by checking your phone, pause and take a moment to be mindful before answering. Another example is slowing down to speed up. Slowing down or even stopping can help us professionals become more efficient, productive, happier, resilient, and healthy at work. In other words, the mindful way of working is to just slow down and reflect. Well, it is somewhat counterintuitive, but slowing down actually makes us more productive and efficient. Make stress your friend is another example of mindfulness in the workplace. Well, some of us are stressful right now, aren't we? Mindfulness can help change the way we think about stress. So that if you think about stress, you can make it your friend. When faced with a workplace challenge, simply have an awareness of your body's natural reaction and the atmosphere around you. Be grateful. An example of being mindful is being grateful. Being grateful for the little things and even the challenges that come with the inherent nature of work. Another example is to cultivate humility. Mindfulness involves self acceptance and being open to listening and learning from other people. And when you learn to listen and learn from other people, well, that's the start of being humble. Another example is to accept what you can't change. Mindfulness in the workplace is characterized by acceptance. To be mindful is to accept the present moment for what it is. Another good example of mindfulness is to adopt, okay, a growth mindset. In the workplace, we always receive feedback. What if we receive a negative feedback at work? If you are mindful, you will not be deterred because you can see that you now have the chance to discover something new, to learn something new. You will view new responsibilities with a sense of curiosity as to how you will cope and thrive. The essence of mindfulness at work is believing that you can improve and grow with experience, moving towards challenges, living in the moment, and discovering a new things about yourself and your office mates. Now, how do we introduce mindfulness in the workplace? The role of leadership is very important. It plays an important role, not only in playing physical role, but it is also necessary for managers in the organization or leaders for that matter to take ownership of the initiative, to be the project champions of this program, to discuss it and answer questions about it. How to introduce mindfulness? Be patient. An important aspect to consider when introducing mindfulness is to accept that sometimes there is no immediate solution to a problem. Mindfulness takes time and sustainable effect. One idea, okay, for introducing mindfulness in the workplace is to create a designated quiet space. So it is in this quiet space where employees will have the time to meditate. The room will provide employees with space to refocus without the multitude of distractions from the workplace. Emails, phone calls, office chatters, meetings. Okay? The quiet room should have a calming photos or images from nature or even positive images reflecting the mission of the organization. Now, how can we encourage mindfulness at work? Paano ba natin gagawin ito? First, let's lead by example. In other words, be what you are asking others to become. You don't need to be in the leadership position if you want to be mindful. You can lead by example. Give people the time to dream. Okay lang mangarap, walang problema. Cultivating mindfulness is a sense of peace, even through daydreaming, can lead ideas that are beneficial and potentially income generating. Look at your response from another point of view is another way to encourage mindfulness at work. Take a perspective of others in the workplace interactions into consideration. That way, you will see which is better. No? Mawewe mo yun. Kung sino idea ang mas maganda. You can also ask challenging questions. Get up and take a break. Okay? Stay away from your desk, in front of your computer, in front of your laptop. Look away from the computer. If you are leading people, if you're a manager, okay, let your team see that you take breaks. Wag naman yung oras-oras na break. 5 to 10 minutes lang. Okay? And they will feel more comfortable in doing so too. You can also teach people how to practice mindfulness. Okay? And remember to breathe. We're still breathing, right? Okay? Kasi if we're not breathing, well, that's a concern. But we are all breathing. Breathe and breathe deeply. Then, another way to encourage mindfulness is to notice the little things around you. Appreciate the minor events or stimuli is one way to encourage mindfulness. You can also lead with emotional connection if you want to encourage mindfulness at work. Be emotionally present and address emotional blocks to fully understand the reality of others and develop an emotional alliance in order to help people overcome the challenges at work. Another way to encourage mindfulness at work is to allow gap time between meetings. To encourage mindfulness, put a short break in between scheduled meetings. Let's say 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, okay, in between meetings. This gap will help employees to increase focus, productivity, and have greater well-being. Another way to encourage mindfulness at work is to slow down and block unscheduled time for yourself. As mentioned earlier in the presentation, slowing down is the best thing to do in order to foster mindfulness. Another way to encourage mindfulness is to don't be a micromanager. Siguro marami kayong kilalang ganyan. Micromanagers is one of the biggest sources of stress in the workplace. And you can also incorporate mindfulness into meetings. At the beginning of a meeting, allow a couple of minutes to engage into contemplative practice. Meditate, set intentions, and take a few deep breaths. In our case at work, before a meeting, 15 minutes before the meeting, we play good music, soothing music. Another way to encourage mindfulness is to start a conversation about mindfulness. Mother Teresa once said, "Be happy in the moment. That's enough. Each moment is all we need, not more." Sri Chinmoy also said, "Paradise is not a place. It's a state of consciousness." And lastly, Matthew Ricard said, "The basic root of happiness lies in our minds. Outer circumstances are nothing more than adverse or favorable." Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned something about the benefits of mindfulness in the workplace. Magandang umaga po.
Thank you for that, Alvin. No, Alvin, no, I came to realize, no, that ang energy natin is like a magnet, no. Kung ano yung
Yes.
dinadala nating aura sa ating workplace, it affects the people, no, the environment around us. So
Right.
I really do agree, no. It really starts with yourself. No? It really starts with you. So if you want
Yes.
to encourage mindfulness at work, no, you really need to encourage yourself first. No, kailangan paggising mo talaga sa umaga, no, you make sure that you're happy, you make sure that you're kahit nga yung pagkatupi ng ating kama, eh, nagsa-start yan na pangtanggal ng stress. Eh. Pagka nakita natin na gumising tayo magulo ang kama natin, no, parang agad stress na yan. So for us to encourage no, mindfulness at work, no, it is very important that it start within yourself. No? It start with
Yes.
yourself.
Agree with
So
you, Jester. Agree with you, di ba? Sabi nga, the first, if you want to start the day right, you fix your bed and everything will follow.
that is very true and correct. No?
Yes.
Ayan. So, ako, yung mga tao dyan na nanonood, no, pinix nyo ba yung bed nyo kanina, kagising nyo, no, or hindi pa? So, kung hindi nyo, marami pa naman bukas, no? So, fix your bed right and all
Yes.
shall follow. So,
It's
for
never too late
questions,
to
feel
start
free.
talaga. It's never too late to start. Yes.
Tama, totally agree. Sabi nga ni John Ray, no? So any questions guys that you would like to raise, no? Kasi medyo mahirap maging mindful ngayon sa workplace, no? So how are we going to to battle COVID-19 um in accordance dito sa ating topic na ito? Kasi COVID-19 very stressful, ang daming mga bagyo na dumaan, ang daming mga problemang dumaan. So how do we still encourage mindfulness at work despite of what happened in the past weeks, no, and months?
Well, right now, no, we're in pandemic, no, we're fighting COVID-19. Okay. Well, to be mindful is first of all that we should do is a lot of us are afraid already. Takot tayo. Okay? Pero wag tayong matakot. Okay? Mag-ingat tayo. Nakakatakot na nga, matatakot ka pa. Okay? So, mag-ingat tayo. And let's still practice what the government, Department of Health is saying, World Health Organization is saying. Wear your mask, wear your shield, wash your hands, practice social distancing. Wala naman sinabing don't socialize eh. You can still socialize, you can still talk to your office mates, pero with precaution. And that's what we're doing in the office. Oh, magkakalayo yung table namin, pero we still talk, we still laugh with the mask on, with the shields on, with the sanitizer or alcohol, di ba? Let's just be cautious, okay? If we are cautious, then we are fighting the virus already. If we are cautious, then by all means, it will be less stress because nag-iingat tayo. Okay? Okay
Tama.
lang sabi nga, it's okay not to be okay. But don't let this fear consume you. Mag-ingat tayo.
Tama. So, we have one question here from our audience. So, we have Lexil Abonetil Talia. So, how to encourage mindfulness for our medical frontliners, no? Which is actually very challenging, lalo sa ating mga medical frontliners. No? And up to the extent na kailangan nilang magtrabaho ng 12 hours, paminsan a day, and even on a night shift tapos ng day shift. So, how do we encourage mindfulness for our medical frontliners?
Yes, sa mga medical frontliners natin, salute to you, our modern day heroes. Okay? Marami po kaming humahanga, bumibilib at nagdarasal for you guys. Okay? So how do we encourage mindfulness at the workplace? Well, of course, number one, you need to, no? You need to learn or you need to practice positivity. No? Positivity, not COVID positive, ha? Okay? Positivity. Positivity in a way that you are there to help people. Okay? Yung positivity ninyo, you can infect other people with your positivity, especially those who are sick. Okay? And then after that, just be grateful. Just be grateful that in the things that you do, for every room in the hospital that you go through, for every patient that you attend to, you are helping them already. And paglabas nyo, pagdating nyo sa, let's say, sa nurse station or sa quarters ninyo, hey, siguro a simple tap on the back na, we're doing good. Okay? We're doing good. We are still healthy and be grateful that every day nakakatulong kayo sa tao. Okay? So that's one way of encouraging mindfulness in the workplace. You need to work together then. Okay? You need to spread that positive influence also in wherever you are assigned. Okay? Kasi kung negative ka na, papasok ka pa sa kwarto ng pasyente mo, you can infect negativity also. Be optimist, no? Sabi nga, be optimist prime, not negatron. Okay? And of course, I, together with the whole Philippines nga, sabi ko, saludo po kami sa inyo. Okay? Our modern day heroes, our medical frontliners.
Yun. Salute to you all, no, our medical frontliners. So we have another question here from Kat Tiglao. How can we influence our team, no? Ito yung kasing pinaka-challenging influencing people kasi it requires power and persuasion. So the question there is, how can we influence our team?
Okay, that's a very good question, Jester, no, from Miss Kat Tiglao. Okay, how can you influence your team? It will start with you. Lead by example. Okay? Practice leadership by example. Okay? You cannot tell your team to do this if you're not doing it. You cannot give what you don't have. Okay? So start leading your team by being a good example to them. Okay? So you can start with that. And then after that, everything will follow already. Sabi nga ni John Maxwell, leadership is about influence. Okay? Nothing more, nothing less. But influence is about being a good example. So lead by example. Even in the Bible, if you're reading the Bible, okay, see Jesus Christ led by example. And in other organizations, it's also being practiced. Thank you, Kat.
you. Thank you very much, no, Alvin. So it's raining questions, and it's good that it's raining questions. It means that they really want to learn. No? So another question from the audience, from Jessica Joyce. Yeah. So what are the common roadblocks in achieving consistent mindfulness, especially in this pandemic, and what can people do to overcome these obstacles that prevent them from being continually mindful? So same kanina, I think nung ating questions kanina, no, nung kalagitnaan ng pandemya, it's really hard nga to be mindful. So a
Yes.
short reminders kay Jessica, ano nga ba dapat yung short keyword or term natin na alalahanin?
Yeah, I think the same question. No? I answered this one already. No, wag tayong matakot, mag-ingat tayo, Miss Jessica. It's Miss Jessica Joyce Maher. No? It's right now, it's really a lot of people are afraid, but don't this afraid or fear consume you. Be cautious. Be cautious of yourself and the environment, or the people around you. Always wear your mask, your shield. Bring your alcohol or your sanitizer. So be socially distant. Okay, you can still talk to your peers. You can still talk to your team. You can still have meetings with them, but be cautious of what is happening around. That's the start. Huwag kang matakot. Nakakatakot na nga, matatakot ka pa. Mag-ingat tayo.
All right. Thank you very much, no? So it's raining questions, and it's good na maganda yung start natin na nag-start tayo
Yeah.
sa mindfulness. So another for Myro Ledesma. We still have enough time to cover this question. So can you share a mindfulness activity that has been initiated in the workplace that yielded positive results? So a
Well, a lot.
successful activity.
Yes, a lot. No? Sabi ko nga kanina, in our company, no, it enhances employee engagement. Okay? It enhances employee engagement. In our company, we always engage our employees. We always engage our employees. Na we have, aside from the usual activities that we have two activities every month to engage our employees, to help them become mindful, not just for themselves, but also for their office mates. So one is yung employee appreciation activity. Okay, we appreciate kaya employee appreciation, meaning the appreciation that the employee is important and valuable, okay, valuable in the organization. Okay, whenever I talk to them nga, every time that we have this activity, I always tell them that, like bricks, we are all bricks in this organization because we are a real estate company. We are all bricks in this organization, and one will not stand. The brick will not stand if you are not there. So no matter how small your contributions are, you're still part of that brick. Okay, so we need to start appreciating the contributions of our office mates, of our team. Eh? It's it will take some time, no? There's no such thing as overnight success. Dapat continuous yung ganyang activity. Okay? Of course, there are hindrances like this year. Like this year, we are in pandemic. So wala kaming employee appreciation. But through emails, we continue engaging the employees. Okay? And we are open. Like if someone wants to talk to me, they can talk to me via Messenger, via Viber, and always bring a smile in the workplace. A sweet and sincere smile can melt even the hardest heart. Okay? So that's a start. No, hindi dapat big activity or what. Okay? Just start appreciating and then smile every day. Kasi iba pagpasok sa opisina kasi mangot ka agad.
Tama, totoo yan. No? Meron akong isang katrabaho nun. Sabi niya, it's a colleague of mine.
Yes.
Pagpas pa lang daw ng pinto, wala nga daw good morning sa isang boss eh. Agad-agad tinatanong, ano nang gagawin natin? Di pa daw nakakaupo, umiinit yung upuan, tatanong agad yung work. Wala man daw good morning. So a simple good morning pagbukas ng pinto, no? From the start of your work is really helpful. And again, ang pinakamahirap dyan kasi is self-motivation. Sometimes kasi we always value yung mga sinasabi ng iba for us to be encouraged, or kailangan ma-encourage tayo ng iba, ma-inspire tayo ng iba. So, one thing na isang sekreto dyan is self-motivation. You have to motivate
Yes.
yourself. No?
It
Um,
will start from you talaga. no? It will start from you. Okay, there's this one unwritten rule dun sa amin sa HR, sa the HR of Eton Properties, no? There's one unwritten rule, and that is you greet everyone good morning and smile. Okay? Kasi it's infectious eh. If you're going to greet someone in the morning, babatiin ka din niya, and para may domino effect yan, but good morning na yan, and smile. No? That's one unwritten rule that we do every day.
Tama. Ako, I remember from the company where I worked at, no, sa isang aviation, we have cadets there. Tinuturuan silang mag-greet lahat ng co-cadets nila and even kanilang superiors and subordinates, no. Na ang ganda, no, nakakatuwa na medyo robotic siya. Na kahit saan kanila makita, sa mall man, sa
Yes.
canteen, lagi sila nag-greet ng good morning sir, good morning ma'am. So it's very nice, no, na may culture na ganon, no. We're not really forcing them to say good morning, pero a short good morning kapag ka-stress ka na will really enlighten your day. So yun, smile more, sabi nga ni Gabriel, no?
Yes.
Madridejos.
Gabriel Madrideos is our training assistant. The
Ah,
HR of Eton Properties is here right now. They are watching and learning. Okay? Good morning to the HR team of Eton Properties. They're here right now.
ayan. So perhaps we can still entertain one
Yeah?
more question. So we have here from Keith Colleen. So how to still encourage mindfulness being in the work from home setup? Ito, very challenging. Since we're not in the actual workplace, how can we radiate positivity through online meetings? So ito yung mga managing remote workers. So how do we
Yes.
encourage them
Yes. So,
remote?
so right now, no? Usong-usong ngayon yan, Jester, no? Yung mga work from home. Okay? So, of course, when you're working from home, you should always be online. And when you're online, be physically present. Kung ano ka sa office, if you're smiling, if you're greeting them good morning, you should always do all those things also when you're online. The more that you should greet people, let's say mag-Zoom meeting ka, mauna ka sa Zoom, you greet them, you entertain them. Good morning. Tapos even if you're drinking coffee at home, you have a Zoom meeting, kahit nasa kabilang linya siya, hi, coffee tayo, sir. Okay? So it will start from you. And when you're online nga, smile ka pa rin eh, 'di ba? Kasi sometimes yung video, yung Zoom natin, recording yan eh, no? It's hard to work at home. It's hard to be always in Zoom meetings. It's hard to conduct webinars using Zoom. Okay? Pero ang maganda dito, kung ano ka sa office, you're charming, you greet everyone, you're smiling, you can still do that in front of your camera. Okay? And maganda rin, makikita nila, it can infect you. It can infect anyone when you're smiling. When you're positive at work, whether you're at home, you're on virtual, you're on video, you can still infect other people with your positivity, with your happiness.
Yan, simpleng emoji lang, no? Kasi ako, I have
Oh,
one staff here, Mark Abray, no? I commend Mark Abray for being a good remote worker. He's in charge dito sa Second Philippine HR Assembly, and yan, we exchange even emojis and GIF, no?
yes,
Remote
yes, that's one.
tayo.
That's
Correct, no?
one.
Yung mga
And
boss
you
din
can use the
dito,
chat
no?
box also, di ba? You can use the chat box also to engage people.
Yes,
Diba?
correct.
Be physically present, no? Lagi nga namin sinasabi, turn on your videos. Turn on your video. Kasi yung iba, virtually present, physically absent. Makita lang na nandun sila, pero wala talaga sila. Be physically present and engage people also.
Tama, tama. All right, so one last question, no? Ito ang very challenging, especially sa mga bata. And I've seen a very devastating news, no, previously, and I do not want to share it. Um, pero it's kind of relevant to this topic question. So sabi ni Rosalita Magallanes, how can we possibly introduce mindfulness to our students who are already suffering depression from this pandemic? So this is
Okay,
very
no?
challenging for
Yes.
our
It's
students
very
and mga
challenging, and
kabataan.
this is what we are experiencing right now. Di ba? Nangyayari yan. First thing, of course, as parents, you should be there. Dapat nandun ka as parents to give, okay? Give support to your children who are studying right now. And don't just, I mean, of course they're studying, let's say half day and then whole day. Give them time, no? Give them time, give them some breaks. Like I have 3 kids who are studying right now, no, online. So food is a great way to motivate and instill happiness in our kids. Okay? Give your support. You should be physically present when your kids are doing online studies. Don't answer the questions for them. Make them think, but you are there to support them. You are there to help them. Okay? Hindi lang logistics, hindi lang basta sa computer. You need to be physically present and give assurance to your kids that, anak, I am just here. If you need questions, I am just here. I'm ready to help you. Okay? So that way nababawasan yung stress, nababawasan yung depression. Okay? The problem kasi nangyayari ngayon pag nag-aral, there are some parents napapabayaan. Sige, mag-aral ka diyan, no? We need to be there. The more we need to be there, lalo ngayong online. Okay? But hindi tayong sasagot ng mga assignments, ha. We're just there. We're just there to guide them. We're just there to give assurance, to give our support. Na we are there to help them. Then after studying, good job. Yakapin mo yung anak mo, bilhan mo ng ice cream, manood kayo ng Netflix, maglaro kayo ng video. Marami naman pwedeng gawin eh. Maraming pwedeng gawin. Huh? Just make sure to uplift their spirit every now and then and smile at them.
Tama, 'no? Baliktad kasi ang isip ng karamihan, 'no? Dahil nga ang estudyante ay nag-aaral na sa isang bahay, akala nila kailangan mas less yung support dahil nga nasa bahay naman, unlike
Yes.
na nag-aaral sa school. Pero actually kailangan natin mas maging supportive sa mga bata, 'no? Um, wala tanggalin natin yung pressure sa kanila, 'no? Bigyan natin sila ng proper support system. It's very hard lalong-lalo na yung ating internet connectivity, somehow Philippines is not really coping up with the
Yes.
network connectivity, no? Lalong-lalo na sa mga nag-aaral sa bahay. So we need proper support, no?
Yes.
That we support our kid, no? We kamusta them, okay? No, kung tayo as leaders and managers, we always check our people. About our kids, do we still check on them if kamusta ba sila, no? Not because na lagi sila nakangiti ay okay sila. So
Yes.
so that's a very good tawag dito, practice, no, na kailangan nating gawin. All right, thank you very much for a very informative and wonderful um, first session with Alvin Abrantes, no, regarding
Thank you.
benefits of encouraging mindfulness in the workplace. So indeed, that mindfulness can really help not just in the workplace but during COVID-19. So it's best to calm anxiety during a difficult time. Thank you very much, Alvin, and good morning.
Thank you so much, Jester, mga ka-HR and people managers. Thank you so much. And to Circologica, thank you so much. Mabuhay, the second Philippine HR Assembly. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.